let's move that to the side. Hi, how you doing? I'm stood up, therefore you must know I'm pissed. So what's happening in the world nowadays? Well, Barcelona are playing Genoa in Miami in January 2019. Now, therefore, oh yeah, it's going to be in 4 months' time. Yeah, Barcelona, Genoa, Spanish clubs, the Catalan derby. Why the fuck is it in America? Why are 2 Spanish teams playing in America for a Spanish La Liga game? Well, I don't even need to say anything. It's all about that. This, my friends, could start a new era for football, which I do not like the fucking look of. For you guys that don't know me, I'm in fact a Burnley fan, therefore I don't support a top 6 team, and because, well, if I'm from Burnley, therefore I support Burnley, and that's typically how it goes. For you guys that don't know who I am, that is where my standpoint is. Therefore, the only people that support this entire fucking bullshit are Americans. So, if you're watching this and you're a fat American, between the age of 13 to 20, don't blame yourself. Even though you may enjoy it, don't blame yourself. It's all about the fat cats and fuck tons of money, and which they just want to get a bit more of that European football life, and that's all they care about. So maybe it'll start in Spain. Maybe it'll start with, Barcelona versus Genoa, and then maybe Real Madrid versus Elche, or whoever the fuck it is. But then soon enough, we'll start getting the El Clasico, and the Manchester derby, and the North London derby, and the Merseyside derby in fucking America. And the only way that this could get stopped is if the players themselves refuse to play. That is the only way this could even stop. And you may be asking yourself, why is it such an issue? Why is it such an issue for English teams and Spanish teams and Italian, French, German teams to be playing in America? Why is that an issue? Because the fans aren't fucking there. The fans, the actual local fans, the actual fans of the club that football is usually based around where you're from, you support that team, and you represent your area. That's typically how football usually starts off coming. So, as a Burnley fan, I love to represent Burnley. I love to, when I go to away games, I want to try and do a good atmosphere, to try and represent Burnley against the other team and take the piss and have a bit of banter. But at the end of the day, it's all fun. Now, of course, back in the day, there was, the hooligans and no shit like that. I don't give a fuck about that. I just want to chant. I don't want to Stone Island gear. I don't think I'm hard. I just want to chant, have a bit of banter with fans, and that's it. Go home happy, shake hands, happy days, fuck off. And I'm sorry, but if you're a Manchester United fan, but you're from Birmingham, which has both 2 good teams in Birmingham City and Aston Villa, and you still support Man United, then I'm sorry, but what the fuck's going on there, mate? If you have no family ties and you're not even born in Manchester, then why do you support them? I'm sorry, but I just don't really agree with that. I'm not saying that you cannot support them, but I just don't agree with it. Because your connections and your passions with that team won't be the same if you actually watching week in, week out. That is a simple fact of life. Let's go have a fucking dance. And that's dance over. Anyway, so let's get back onto the topic of what we're on about. And this is about, is football dying? So most importantly, I want you guys to put down below in the comments, what is your guys' thoughts on this situation? Do you think that it's okay for teams to be playing in America if they're an English team? Or do you think it's, well, fucking bullshit? Because I'll tell you, it's fucking bullshit. So let's say that you're an American and watch this, or an Australian, or basically anyone that is not from England that supports an English club, okay? And you're there thinking, well, I support Arsenal, and I live in, I don't know, fucking Texas. I don't fucking know. Let's say that's that situation. You're like, oh, well, I support them. I can never see them. So like, I want to go watch them. Well, planes exist. And so do pedalos. Maybe if you start getting a fucking pedalo now, start renting one, and start off your journey now to England, maybe you'll make it by the time it's the end of the season. I'm not saying that you cannot support an English team if you are from another nation. I understand why supporting a Premier League team is very exciting. I understand that, but don't expect to be watching the games unless if you actually come to England or for a pre-season game. But you say, oh, well, it's not competitive. Well, tough shit. If you want to go and watch your Premier League side, if you're from a different country, then go get a plane, save up your money, and then come over for 2-3 weeks and watch 2-3 games and then go have a laugh. That's the best thing I could possibly recommend. And while you're at it, might as well go support an MLS team while you're at it so that you can actually see a game of football. Which, to be fair, I don't even think it's even that bad at MLS football to even watch. Quality may not be that great, but it's got decent stadiums and it's got decent kind of atmosphere around it, so it's not that bad. So might as well enjoy it while you still can. Because now we've got Inter Miami. Inter Miami. Thank you, David Beckham, for that one. So the title of this video is Football Dying. No, it isn't dying. And neither will football ever die because it's that fucking big. But the reasons and the foundations of football, it is slowly dying. From the, not hardcore, but the local supporters, the people that are from around the local area. I know so many Burnley fans that cannot really afford to go to Burnley games anymore because of how expensive it now is to travel across the country, and that's a nightmare because they are actually the local people and they can't even see their local team because of just reasons with their work, and they've got a job themselves, but they got families to support as well, and a house to pay, car to pay for the job, and so many other factors that they can't even go see their own team because of how inflated prices are for tickets now. And that to me is what I find truly upsetting, because they are the real fans, okay? And this is an issue with, let's say, the top 6 clubs, because no matter what the fuck they do, they know that someone's going to pay for the tickets. A fan that lives in fucking London, but they support Liverpool, they know that someone's going to get the ticket. They don't really care about the local people anymore because they know that someone, somewhere, will get a ticket because they're a fan, somehow. So that's what they really care about. And that's why I find it so fucking scary that we may come to a stage that the local people of the actual football team may not even fucking matter anymore because of the fact that no matter who's actually around the local area, doesn't matter, someone will still be there because they're a fan somehow. Now, this is only really for the Premier League teams. If you're a Champions side or a League 1, League 2 side, then this may not matter to you. League 1, League 2 is the closest you will get to actual foundations, grassroots football, local teams with actual passion about the clubs. That's what I like. I've been to every single one of the top 6 grounds, so Arsenal, Chelsea, United, City, Liverpool, Tottenham. I've been to each one of those 6, and trust me, the atmosphere is shit. Now, before I get Liverpool fans saying, oh no, wait, shit, look at the Champions League! Nah, that's against the Champions League against Roma. It doesn't really count. It's quite easy to get hyped up for Champions League games. It's quite easy to do that. If you do it week in, week out, I'll pay you a lot more for that, because that's what I really kind of care about being behind your team each game, week in, week out, other than singing, just the 1 or 2 songs, and then that's it, and then only sing 1 or 2 songs after you score, and then that's it. Like, that's typically what I've always noticed from the top 6 grounds. And to be fair, that is slowly becoming a thing with most Premier League grounds, to be fair. The money is sucking and sucking and sucking and sucking until it cannot sucks anymore. And if we got people like Jeff fucking Hendrick worth 13 million, then we have a fucking issue in our hands, guys. No offense to Jeff Hendrick, I'm sure you make nice cups of tea, but fuck me, you're not worth 13 million. And there are some more things that I can say about football, such as, VAR being a factor, so that it's all getting more technological now, and even though you may get the right answer, oh wait, no, you may not, because the referee may not even fucking, bother seeing it. During the World Cup, we saw that referees were constantly making mistakes with the VAR system, and that because they were VAR, they all of a sudden, they gave a penalty. I think I saw 2 referees throughout the entire World Cup out of 40 VAR decisions that actually refused the VAR, and that was a fucking shock. And then there's diving. Fuck me, you touch a player and they dive. Watching Neymar in the World Cup was absolutely disgusting to see, and that is something that you should not see in a football pitch. I understand diving and I understand why people do it, but doing it 5 times a day, guys, is a bit fucking over the top, I think. And then there's derbies. Yeah, derbies. When derbies actually had some sort of passion and real shithousery about it. Let's say, for example, the Liverpool versus Man United derby. Typically was seen as one of the most, intense derbies in England, for example, when I was growing up, and it was really, they didn't like each other, but they wasn't that fucking stupid about each other. Nowadays, we've got people taking selfies with Jose Mourinho when they're a Liverpool fan. Are you mad? We've got Liverpool fans taking videos of the United people, and it's not just Liverpool. I've seen the same thing for Tottenham fans taking videos and taking photos with Arsenal players, and I've seen this, it goes vice versa. Honestly, derbies don't really feel like derbies anymore because of how many supporters of the clubs that actually go to games aren't even from that area, so they don't really understand the passion of that area. Now, I'm not saying that every single Chelsea fan is not from the area, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of us that aren't. When I went to Chelsea away last year, when we beat the 3-2, I saw a lad in a Chelsea end wearing a goddamn AC Milan tracksuit. I don't even know how that even makes any sense. And last but not least, I feel like I'll be a bit ignorant if I left this out, because I know a lot of people go against it, but this is going to be about football vloggers, and I want to give my opinion about this as well, because I'm in fact a football vlogger myself. I've been doing it for about 3 years now, just over 3 years. I've been doing Burnley vlogs for ages now. My first vlog was against Leicester at home, which pretty much sent us down in the 2014-15 season, and people go against the football vlogs because they think that they're just trying to take advantage of the club and shit like that. Mate, when I started doing it, we got relegated, for fuck's sake. Then I started doing the vlogs at the start of the championship season, literally the first game all throughout that season that I could go to the games, when I was working at McDonald's, and it was just a thing to add to my channel. So that's my thoughts of football vloggers. Like, as me, I do it to share my experiences and to help people that can't go to the games. You know, other Burnley fans, I've had so many Burnley fans come up to me saying, yo, you know, I was ill, I couldn't go to games, and you've helped me out. You know, I can like watch the vlogs and watch the scenes when we score a goal from your vlogs. I enjoy that. So that's how I see my thoughts of football vloggers. So you guys can give me your thoughts as well about what you think about football vloggers. I think there's some good ones and some bad ones of how to do things. I know it's a bit of a weird subject for me to talk about because I am one myself, but that's my thoughts. And of course, I'm not saying that there aren't some that are a bit sketchy. It's very rare that you see me, like, when we score a goal, like, fucking stare at my camera the entire time, go, oh my god, yeah! You don't see that. So, like, I think there's some good and bad cases, but I feel like I had to put it in here because I know that it'd be ignorant to me for not put it in. And yeah, I think that's all I really need to say about this video. Is football dying? I think the grassroots and the local side of football is dying, definitely, and it's going to be a lot more global. And you never know, in about 5 years time we may end up seeing a fucking Super League where we'll have like the biggest teams from each league. So it'd be like City, United, Liverpool, Barcelona, Madrid sides, and then Inter and AC Milan, and then Juventus, and then Bayern Munich, then Dortmund and PSG, all into one league and then one cup, and that be an actual thing. And I can't wait for Adidas and Nike and Sky to be fucking wanking to that shit, man. That's probably gonna happen in the next 5-10 years time, and it's all gonna be based around international fans. One thing that I also left out as well is the Euro 2020 as well, which, if you guys aren't aware, is in fact Euros, but it's not in one country, it's across like 8 or 10. Basically, in each group, you have 2 stadiums. Let's say England, they get put into Group C. Group C will only be played in 2 stadiums, which are in different countries. Therefore, you may get one being in Baku, in Azerbaijan, and then Berlin, or something like that. So that means you gotta fly from Azerbaijan to fucking Germany for some European games. Do they fucking think football fans are made of money? Do they think that? It's fucking ridiculous now. And another thing which I forgot to fucking mention, I think it was the Champions League that it was in Ukraine, Champions League final. About like 10,000 tickets wasn't even to Liverpool or to Madrid fans. It was to fucking corporate part. There was like a massive corporate amount of tickets that was given to, you know, like other brands and sponsors and just people that aren't the actual fucking fans. I think it was Champions League, maybe it was a Europa League, maybe it was a fucking playoff final. I don't even know. But less and less actual fans are being given a slice of the cake that is being given in football right now, and that is fucking disgusting. So let me know your thoughts, lads. Like, subscribe. And yeah, I did a video of me standing up ranting at the camera. I hope you guys fucking enjoyed. So yeah, I'll see you guys another time. Up the Burnley, up football, and for fuck's sake, any Premier League side, do not play in America or Tokyo or Sydney, because guess what? You're fucking English team. So stay in England. So there you go, lads. So hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Woo!